Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 4th. This is Wake Up with KERA News, and I'm Andrew Garcia. It's going to be mostly cloudy today, but there's a pretty good chance some of last night's storms will continue to roll through this morning, especially in the eastern part of North Texas. The highs today will be in the lower 80s. The Texas restaurant industry is already feeling the strain from a combination of impending tariffs and tighter immigration enforcement. We'll hear more about that story after the news. President Trump formally asked Congress yesterday to pull $1.1 billion in funding meant for public broadcasters, which includes KERA. The effort is part of a $9.4 billion elimination package to recover federal funds. The administration is citing political bias from PBS, NPR, and member stations to justify pulling funding. The final round of the Van Cliburn piano competition began last night and will continue through Saturday when the winner will be announced. 6 finalists will compete for gold, silver, and bronze medals, with cash prizes totaling $256,000. For more information on how you can listen to the recitals this week, head to KERA.org. The Texas restaurant industry could see increased economic pressure under the Trump administration's tariffs. It could mean higher prices for imported goods and a possible labor shortage amid immigration crackdowns. KERA's Bekah Morr reports on one restaurant owner who's already bracing for those changes.
Just outside Mueller Lake Park, northeast of downtown Austin, stands a bright green building outfitted with a neon goose, welcoming customers to Locadoro. Earlier this year, Adam Orman strolled into his restaurant and got to work just like any other day. But as time went on, he noticed a key member of his staff hadn't shown up yet.
This had never happened before, and we just were waiting. We knew something was wrong.
After a few days, Orman was able to get a hold of the employee's family and learned the truth. He'd been arrested and was in the custody of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Orman said his entire staff was shaken by the news.
A lot of our team members know that it doesn't matter if they're here legally or not, but they still have targets on their backs, so they're not moving around as freely as they used to.
And what Orman calls a climate of fear could have repercussions for the entire Texas restaurant industry. Increased ICE raids and deportations have also led to worries about a labor shortage. Immigrants make up 22% of the state's workforce, according to Chelsea Kramer with the American Immigration Council.
From healthcare to energy to construction, it doesn't matter what it is. Immigrants are at every part of our economy.
And she says when such a large chunk of the workforce is scared to show up for work,
prices are going to eventually go up, and we're going to be seeing that directly in our pocketbooks and in how we're accessing food, whether that's at a restaurant or at a grocery store.
At the same time, Orman and other restaurants are dealing with another significant economic pressure: the rising cost of goods ahead of President Trump's looming tariffs. Orman buys most of the restaurant's goods locally, but he still has to get creative to save money on imported goods they need, like wine, chocolate, and cheese.
The idea that this is going to spur some sort of domestic production is false in our case in a lot of instances, because there are equivalents for Parmesan, but there's not Parmesan.
Fears that tariffs would harm nationwide economic growth sent the stock market plummeting in April. The Trump administration put a 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs in response, but that freeze is expected to end in July. And experts predict tariffs could cost Texas businesses $47 billion, plus lead to a loss of about 100,000 jobs.
Employers have to look at raising prices for their goods and their service while they at the same time cannot find workers to do many of the jobs that we need in many industries.
That's Chris Wallace, president and CEO of the North Texas Commission, a public policy organization. He says the restaurant industry isn't alone there. Construction, agriculture, and healthcare will also feel the strain from the combination of tariffs and tighter immigration enforcement.
Both are contributing to what I would say a highly unpredictable environment. And that is risky business.
Locadoro owner Adam Orman says with restaurants facing so much uncertainty, businesses have to evolve quickly in a constantly changing landscape.
We're tired of small business owners having to come up with creative solutions for all of these big national and international economic crises.
Orman says small businesses like his are at the very bottom of the supply chain and the least equipped to adapt to changes in a volatile economy.
That was KERA's Bekah Morr. Madeline Walton also contributed to this report. The Dallas Wings lost their game against the Seattle Storm last night, 83-77. Dejanay Carrington had a strong night with 22 points, but star Arike Agumbawale struggled with just 8 points. The Wings also certainly missed rookie Paige Beckers last night. She was out with a concussion. And today is National Running Day, and run clubs across DFW will meet up to celebrate. At least it's not expected to get too hot. Head to the Moncrief Cancer Institute Art Gallery in Fort Worth to see the A Sense of Home art exhibition featuring works by Carol Benson. The exhibition explores the meaning of home, both physically and psychologically, and it's on view through August 7th. Find more information and some other things to do on our Go See DFW calendar at keranews.org/calendar. Thanks so much for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. This show is produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get some good morning vibes from our colleague, Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.